Welcome back to the King's Podcast, The Wellness Day with Lackie. I'm your host, Esther Lackie. We are back with the Ramadan Diaries 2023, and today we are joined by Dr. Farooq Khan.
Hi, Esther. Hi, everyone.
Hey, so the topic for today is weight loss during Ramadan. I've had a number of people saying that they want to use Ramadan as a way of losing weight because of the fasting, 12 hours or more of fasting. And that's why we have Dr. Farooq here to tell us if that is such a good idea.
No, I think it's definitely a very good idea. I'd see this as a golden opportunity, really, for people to actually get back into the health, back into the shape, really.
But then, Dr. Ramadan is roughly 4 weeks. So they'll be fasting, they will lose the weight, let's say roughly 5 kilos. And then after Ramadan, some gain this weight back, and then some.
True. I think this is all about learning and changing behaviors. And those behaviors doesn't just have to be dietary. It's about how we restrict ourselves, how we plan or organize ourselves around how we eat and what we eat. For example, and there's this concept of having a very hefty iftar as we break fast. And that's actually not necessarily true. And in fact, if you want to do, you should do that complex starch-based sahur. Things like wholemeal bread, rice, brown rice, oatmeal. These are the things that one would like you to use at sahur, right? Because that where therefore you'd have a slow release of energy throughout the day. When it comes to iftar, it's actually the other way around. The things that you should consume are the ones that are high in vitamins, high in nutrients, hydration. That's relevant. Proteins. That's where it comes to. And I think that's where we need to have that change. Second, and the most important thing, you must have heard about something called intermittent fasting. And it's much in vogue. Studies have proven. In fact, and if you look at the research, for fatty liver disease, intermittent fasting is the recommended. Where's this concept coming from? What is intermittent fasting really, right? So you eat twice a day and you have good 12 hours gap in between. Why? There are really three things if you sit back and think why intermittent fasting was relevant at all. We eat every 3 to 4 hours. Therefore, the diet, what we're consuming, carbohydrates, fats, saturated fats, they're all going into the gut. Our gut has three main functions. A, to digest, use the enzymes, secretions to metabolize it, right? Now that we do intermittent fasting, it's not only that we're not putting those stuff back in the gut every 3 to 4 hours. It's actually we're giving gut a rest. Therefore, the gut microbiome are now using the same time to focus on the repair and gut healing. So gut health in Ramadan is really something which is very topical. And in fact, it does and have proven time and time again that gut health improves during Ramadan.
But then people might lose weight as a result of intermittent fasting. But then there are those other individuals who instead of losing, they gain. What is the science behind this?
So we mustn't forget the genetic factors behind this. Right. And some of us have very strong genetic components that would lay down to not just resisting putting on weight, but also resisting trying to fight it, lose when you lose. In our bariatrics clinic, I very openly tell patients when it comes to week 4, week 6, after the intervention, you may see a plateau on the weight loss. And that is where the genetic factor is trying to resist. Yes, some of us have very strong genetic components that will try and fight. Similar age, similar gender, same weight. Some of us get problems with insulin resistance, pre-diabetes, cholesterol, much earlier, much sooner than the others. And I think we're going to have to give some space for the genetic variability there.
All right. So now let's say the 4 weeks of Ramadan are over and the person is so happy they're losing weight. What would you tell them that can keep them motivated to continue to lose weight? Because most just gain it all back.
So motivation actually comes from losing weight itself. It's about, if I've lost the target, may that be 5% or 10%, that's enough of the motivation to actually keep you going. Whatever habits you've learned, Okay, intermittent fasting is one. Eating habits that you've picked up, more focused on not on the complex side, but more on the nutrition side, on the vitamin side of the diet. Just keep those habits going. It's not easy, but certainly Ramadan gives you that opportunity, that kickstart. That 4 weeks are really reasonable time for us to get tuned into and carry on that tuning forward.
Wow, Doc, thank you so much for that. But then I have to ask you this. During Ramadan, yes, people are fasting, they're not eating, they're hungry, maybe, maybe not. But then when it comes to exercise, when should one exercise in order to maintain this weight loss?
Yes. So there are different times. These days, Ramadan is not, the fast time is not so long. You would still get few hours of the evening. But you could choose to do that exercise, may that be gentle, just before Iftar. So that 40 minutes, 45 minutes is really enough. And you might have heard me saying this on various levels. If you look at the research, it's actually 30 minutes of gentle aerobics, cycling, walking, jogging. That's really more than enough, and 3 times a week. Research proven. This isn't something we are trying to introduce to this. That's how it helps for people to just maintain, if not achieve, that weight loss. And that can certainly be done just before Iftar in Ramadan.
All right, so you recommend fasted cardio?
Yeah.
All right, just sort of before we let you go, I know you mentioned you have a meeting right after this. What are your recommended foods for Iftar, for Suhoor?
So, as I said, complex starch should really be in sahur, which gives you delayed release of energy. And that should be really, as we talked about, brown rice, you can have wholemeal bread, OT breakfast, oatmeals, they are. Now, when you come to iftar, it really should be based on fruits, largely, things that have much more nutritional value. Protein based, chicken's fine, fish is fine, that's absolutely okay. Fruit juices are okay. That brings you the vitamins as well as the hydration back. So it's just changing the paradigm, changing the thought process. Complex and starchy meals at the beginning of the day, and later in the day you go on the lighter, because we mustn't forget our own body metabolism, the body hormone, they go to sleep with us. Late in the evening, the metabolism slows down as well. So therefore, we should not challenge our gut with very high complex source of energies at that point.
All right, so just to get back to Iftar, at that point of breaking the fast, what should one start with?
I think date is really rich source of one date is more than enough, and it will bring all, and it really does give us all the nutritional values: water, juice, fruit. And then, as I said, and Maghrib prayers are there for a reason. Have a break, feel free, and then come back to it.
To the main food now.
And then you go to the main food. And even then, the food that you have, try again not to have fried, rich saturated fats or complex carbohydrates. Try to have protein based. So you have chicken, you have fish, baked, boiled, grilled, whichever way you prefer. You could have that with no vegetables or that. But the iftar side of the meal should be lighter, and the suhoor side should be on the heavier.
All right, Doctor. Thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure having you again.
Until next time. There you had it. Dr. Farooq Khan, consultant gastroenterologist, hepatologist, and endoscopist. You can use Ramadan to kickstart your weight loss journey, as the doctor said. Until next time.